Okay, I'm starting to record this now. So for the past week, anybody have any takeoffs from anything that was jumped out at them that was helped them? Any issues, any problems, any challenges? I know the Super Bowl challenge was good for a lot of people. Terry, you want to start?
I just want to say that this week, the video for exercises 2 days ago, I thought was the best video I had seen. It was the one where the woman showed a lot of core exercises.
Yeah.
And
yes, that was good.
that the last time when we did the challenge, I really got a lot from that.
Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, they seem to they repeat ones and then they seem to throw a really good one in. But you realize you can go on the challenge wall and you can pull up all the videos and you can go back and look at different ones too. So, if you're finding that either they've been a little slower for you or they're too advanced or whatever, they have them broken down into men's and women's and beginner and intermediate.
Right.
They don't do advanced on this kind of a challenge page because they don't want people getting to that level. And ideally, they want you working with a trainer if you're doing any advanced trainings, any advanced exercises. So that's why they don't put those on there.
It's good enough for me.
Yeah. Well, again, when you're starting on a weight loss program, if this is new to you, you don't want to be doing, strenuous, aerobic exercises, in the beginning because you don't want to be burning as many calories when you're first starting in a fat burning state. Once you've been on it, for a couple of weeks, then you can move up and get more into more advanced workouts and things like that. Again, if you've been exercising all along, that's different. But if this is totally new for you, you want to start off slow. So, any other issues? Any challenges? How about the Super Bowl challenge? I know some of you commented on it. So, the problem with and I'm going to just use Super Bowl for example, but the problem with any kind of event that you've developed certain habits with, and you're trying to break them, it can be difficult. But if this is something you're really trying to focus on to work better and changing your habits of health, you have to delve right in there and say, okay, if we've always had, chicken wings and, they're fried and cheese whiz on whatever, if those are the things you always had, they're not healthy, then don't make them. If you're going to a party, that they have those kind of things at those kind of parties, you bring something healthy and you don't go hungry, because you're never gonna break those habits unless you take the first step and do it. And I know some of you really got into the veggies this year for it, so that's great. There is healthier choices. There's better selections, and if people come to your parties and they're expecting certain type of food products, you can educate them also and say, look, what, we're really trying to be healthier now. And, if they're your friends, they're going to appreciate that. My family, some of my family members make fun of me because they know the year we hosted Christmas, they said, well, I guess we know what we're going to have, and, but I said, everybody was supposed to bring something. I put a list up and I said, you know what, this is not about the food. It's about the family. And let's focus on the family this year and just, have something nutritious. It's not, so they did, and it's probably the only year they ever did since too, because, since I wasn't the host, or Ed and I weren't the host and hostesses, oh good, now we can have what we want. And I'm like, wait a minute. So, but that's, you're not going to change other people, but you know what, you're doing this for you, not for everybody else. And if they want to come along and learn and get healthier, for a longer, healthier life, like you're going to do, that's great. If they're not, don't let them drag you back or jack you down here. So anyway, that's my one tidbit thing about parties or get-togethers or holidays or things like that. So, but you do plan ahead too, that, you'll stay focused and say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do. And, the easiest thing is say, well, you know what, I'm on vacation, I'm just going to blow it this week. But when you get into, and this was kind of getting in my topic that I was going to talk about tonight, but when you're living the daily habits, daily, every day, you need to make a decision that this is what you're going to do, and it's basically the rest of your life, because you are making a lifestyle change. This is not a 6-week diet that we're doing so we can get a few pounds off so that we can go back to the way we're eating and feel better for a while and then go back on a 6-week challenge again and then lose the weight for that week, and then, for those 6 weeks, and then, another one's coming up. So, well, heck, I might as well blow it until the next one starts again. And basically all you're doing is that, that yo-yo dieting thing. And that's why, quote unquote, diets don't work, because you didn't learn the good habits, or you didn't focus enough on the habits of why, one, you went into the challenge, but why, what are you trying to focus on here? Are you trying to get healthier? And part of that is losing weight, yes, but also learning the good habits of health the true habits of health because those are what's going to impact your life for the rest of your life. Depending on what age you are, they say, well, heck, it doesn't matter. I'm 84. Why do I care? Or I'm 72, or I'm 50. You care about it every day of your life, because you can still have a healthier life even if it's only for the next 5 years, or the next 10 years, or the next 25 years, or the next 50 years. It's the idea is that you want to make those a healthier life for the years you have, to feel better, you look better, and you'll more energy. You'll actually do more to the day you die. So, one of the things I want to focus on with the habits of health is, as I've talked about, this fat burning state. Fat burning state is a state of ketosis. It's a mild form of ketosis, but it's a state of ketosis where your body goes into a state where, if you cut back on the total number of calories by only eating lean proteins, complex carbs, and very, very low, the good healthy type fats, and you do this on a regular basis by eating every 2 to 3 hours, your body goes into a state of ketosis, because it's saying, okay, I'm not eating, I'm going to have to burn down fat because I need to have some of those reserves. It's not going to go into starvation mode because you feed it within 2 to 3 hours, so then that blood sugar level doesn't actually drop. So your body will say, okay, well, you know what, it's not feeding me in time, I'm going to burn some of this fat that I have. And that's what happens when your body actually starts to burn the fat, and that's why you start losing weight on a regular, steady basis, is because you do get into this state. Now, it takes generally about 2 to 4 days for your body, when you first start on a program where you're eating healthier and you're eating every 2 to 3 hours and you're eating lean meats, low complex carbs, and only good healthy fats, and a low calorie intake. But it takes those 2 to 4 days. And during that time period of those first couple of days, your body's going to go into a state of like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Because it's so used to having like 2,400 calories, and all of a sudden you're giving it 1,200 calories. It's going to revolt. It's going to make you feel tired for the first 2-3 days. It's going to make you feel get headaches. You're going to feel like, you just don't want to do anything. And I'm giving the extremes because, again, it depends on what your calories were before you started at 1,200 calorie. But your body is actually going into a different state here, where it is going to make you feel not so good. However, after those 2 to 4 days, you're going to start feeling wonderful. You're going to start feeling the energy. Again, you want to make sure you're hydrated during this time period. And you're going to want to say to yourself, you know what, I just need to eat something or I'm not going to feel good. And chances are you probably just need to give yourself a little bit more hydration, and keep yourself hydrated, because that usually helps you get through those first couple of days as well. But staying in this fat burning state, if you say, okay, the Super Bowl comes up and you know what, we're going to just have a party, but I'm going to start back tomorrow. Well, guess what? You just kicked yourself out of fat burning state, and you're starting all over again to those first 2 to 4 days again of going through that miserable couple of days. So by keep doing this, and like say you do it on a once a week basis, like on the weekends or your day off during the week, or an anniversary might come up or whatever, and you take yourself out of fat burning state, it takes those couple of days to get back in it. And that's why people don't do well on, reduction diets, because they say it's just, I'm not getting enough, or I'm not doing well, or I'm not, but it's because they're sabotaging themselves along the way and they're not staying with it. So you need to be consistent, and you need to commit to something where you're going to say, hey, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to cheat, because when I cheat, I know I'm going to have to go back and start all over again and feel miserable for a day or two or whatever. And, and it's just, to me personally, it wasn't worth it when I would find a day where I said, you know what, I'm just going to blow it today because, I felt weakness and I had some dark chocolate was sitting out, or I grabbed a Reese's cup because those were my downfall when I go food shopping. I'm thinking, well, you know, nobody sees me. I'm eating it in the car, so if nobody sees me, then I don't have to count it. So, you know, what happens is that, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to start feeling crappy again because I'm back down, you know, starting all over again. So, you know, it's a choice you make, but if you want to only have to do this fat burning state, you know, and keep there till you get to your goal weight for a shorter period of time, then, you know, just stick with it and commit to the whole idea that, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get to this particular weight, and then I'm going to go into transition to a maintenance phase where I'm going to just keep exercising and I'm going to maintain this particular weight and it's going to work. And again, you get there sooner than you think, but it can be frustrating along the way, and you can have days where you just have low points and things like that. But again, you know, I do this for a living as far as working as a coach with my clients with our Take Shape for Life program, and it is a challenge for them, but it works. And when they get to a certain point and they start seeing the weight come off on a regular basis, it kind of reinforces why they're doing it when they start to see it coming off, and they start getting their clothes feeling a little loose, and they start dropping the dress sizes and pant sizes and things like that. And you know what? That's what it's all about, is trying to get to that point.
Betty, I have a question.
Yes, Robin.
If I don't have time to eat for every 3 hours, because I work with patients, so, you know, I have my breakfast, go in, I have my lunch, and then I'll come home and have something healthy. Am I still going to burn the same amount of fat instead of smaller meal?
Well, most likely you will not, because again, you're feeding your body, and depending on the hours you're going between them, you're going to get a spike in blood sugar, and then what happens is it's going to start dropping, and if it keeps dropping below where you need to maintain your blood sugar level in order to keep the energy level, because I'm sure if you're working as a nurse, you're running your butt off too. So, you know, then all of a sudden it drops too low, and then what happens then 3 hours later, 4 hours later, 5 hours later, 6 hours later, whenever you have time to eat, all of a sudden it spikes again, and then it drops again, and then so you're not getting that steady, even blood sugar level that your body sees that, okay, I'm getting fed. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting enough, but I'm going to burn some fat to get there. You're allowing too many hours between there. The chances are you're not going to stay in a fat burning state, and your body's going to go in more of a starvation mode, and it's going to hold on to fat, and you won't lose as easily. Now, you say you work as a nurse. You said, and
I'm an occupational therapist.
Occupational therapist. You're with patients all day long. You know, I'm a nurse, and I was a nurse, and I was a nurse practitioner. And believe me, I did not have time to eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't.
But I had to, because this is what I needed to do. So what you need to do is you need to plan and have healthy meals that you can keep and have. And like the program that I was on, we had bars and I had shakes and things where, you know, I literally didn't have time to even go to the bathroom, but I made time you have these shakes that I have ready-made cold, pull them out. I literally would drink it down and walk in and out of the room.
Protein shake? Protein shake?
Yeah. Well, we have a program that we use these protein shakes of them. I also use these bars, or I have these, and I kept them in my lab coat pocket. I have other nurses. I had medical assistants that were on the program. And again, we didn't get breaks. So it's like you put things in your pocket, and, you know, and you just do what you do what you have to do. You know, you keep healthy snacks at your desk, so that, you know, if you sit down for a minute to write your notes, you're sitting there crunching on something that you can have as a healthy snack that's like 100, 110 calorie. And that way you are giving yourself something that's got some protein on it, you know, that's lean and it's got some complex carbs as well.
Okay. Thank you. I'll try and make transitions.
Okay. Ed?
Yeah, I definitely make sure that, you know, you have 110 calories, but, you know, make sure that the quality calories, the protein, complex carbs, because if you go into the simple carbs and sugars, the 110 calorie, well, I'll just say candy bar.
Right.
Same calories, but it don't count the same.
Well, how are Klein bars? Have you all heard of the Klein bars?
Klein?
It's got, K-I-N-D, Kind.
Oh, no, I didn't know those. I thought you were talking about Klein, C-L-I-N-E. No, I've not heard of those, so I don't know. Again, you have to be careful with protein bars. and protein shakes. Some of them you have to be careful because one, they do have a lot of sugars in them, and they have protein, but again, some have more than others. So you have to be careful with what you do with those things. So
Okay.
yes, Laura.
If you want to look up Quest nutrition bars, I know that there's a lot of people that are super into health and fitness that really love Quest nutrition bars, and they come in all kinds of flavors, and most of them do not have much added sugar. Like they might have 1 gram, but overall they're like only 4 grams of net carbs, and they're actually pretty good. I like their chocolate brownie one. They say you can put it in the microwave, and it's delicious.
How many calories are they?
Hold on, I gotta look it up. Let's see. Looks like you use stevia as a sweetener. I don't have any at hand right now, so I'm just kind of looking it up.
Okay, because most of them have more than 100 to 110 calories. So, again.
Yeah, that's probably same thing. You could probably eat like half a bar or something, or.
Right. That's what I was just thinking.
But then if you have a half a bar, that's half the protein and half the, the carbs and things like that. So again, that's why you got to be careful with some of these bars and stuff too. So, anyway.
Okay.
Again, I've mentioned Dr. Anderson's books before as far as the habits of health. These are what this whole program, the 6-week challenges, are based on. All of his readings, all of his teachings, everything that you're doing on this challenge are all coming from the habits of health. This is also a nice, quick, easy read. And it's almost like having a coach in your that you're working with, like in an easy read book there. It's almost like he's sitting there telling you what to do. So it's kind of a nice book to use as a reference. And I can put them on our website too, or on our team challenge, so people have that available. But again, having something, as far as living the habits of health daily, it's something that you have to work with and have to, again, you have to set goals for yourself and look at these goals daily. You also should be journaling your exercise, journaling your food that you eat every day, and also journaling your emotions. There was one of the things, and I don't know if they'll do it in this challenge, but you did it before, but they had you stop and write down different challenges and things you had throughout the day. And again, there's things that, emotional things that you say, okay, I don't know, I'm going to go to screens and say I lost my job. Okay, well, the first thing you want to do is go home and just eat a dish of ice cream or a pint of ice cream or a quart of ice cream.
I used to do that.
So it's dealing with these things that are going to happen, life changes, life things that happen every day, happy things also. We always seem to go to food, or a lot of people go to food for these things, but it's also a matter of not eating or not getting enough sleep or, the stress levels, causing those as well. And all those things incorporate into a healthier lifestyle, which leads to a healthier life state. So, like I said, these are things and goals you want to work on for your rest of your life. Then there's things that you need to write down goals like that you're going to do weekly or monthly or yearly, or what's your 5-year plan, and things like that. Those are all things that help guide you along a healthier lifestyle as well. Yes, Laura.
I found the information. So they are over 110, but they're 170. But they have 20 grams of protein, and they only have about 6 grams of total fat. And they're the 5 grams of net carbs are actually all from nuts and not sugar.
Yeah. Okay, we've got one of our Take Shape for Life bars.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay. They mentioned this morning since we had the apps, we know what our goals are going to be for the week. They talked about, as you notice, each week would have a different theme, and this week is more on, having rest for the bodies or getting rest, adequate sleep, and stress levels. As we know, they kind of impact on it. So it's interesting. I've known, I get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep for the week. Those are that's what's important for people, 7 or 8, whatever works for you, but at least 7 hours of sleep a night. But it should be, more of a consistent hourly thing of always going to bed at from 10 o'clock and getting up at 6 o'clock. Being a consistent basis where you're, having a bedtime and a wake time within an hour on each end. Again, we're going to talk more about that this week. One of the things I've always had a struggle with, and I kind of mentioned on the challenge page today, was having quiet time. And, again, it's something I struggle with because I always feel like I should be busy doing something, and I never had a time where I'd sit there quietly. If I was sitting there quietly, I'd be going, I should be doing this and this and this and this and this and that, So it's real important, that you do allow for that time, and it's something that I struggle with, and I have to really work at as well. So I had Ed get one of our bars that we use right now. Okay, these are 110 calories. And there is, I can see the better on the box. Where's the protein?
Let me go get the box.
Yeah, go in the box. I can see it better than on the back. Sorry. I don't have a hard time. Oh, here you go. It's 12 grams of protein. And 15 carbs. Of which, so again, they're more of what you would need on a regular basis. But again, it's keeping in with the amount of calories. Oh, we lost Robin there. So, there you are.
I was listening.
Okay. So again, just be careful which one you choose from. That as far as your total calories and things like that as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, this bar is 210 calories. And 140 from fat.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind bars usually use a lot of honey in them, and they have a lot of nuts and a lot of honey, and then they also have dried fruit. And
Exactly.
yeah, they're really good, but they're not exactly really great for you that are going to give you energy and stuff. Like I said, I know that it's over the 110 calories, but 170 calories isn't that bad. It's got 20 grams of protein. 24 carbs, but only 15 it's what a lot of nutrition and whatnot people use.
Mm-hmm. Be careful with dried fruits too, though, because dried fruits do have a lot of sugar in them. So
you can eat 2 bananas for every 6 banana chips you have. It's really bad.
Like I said, there's a lot of hidden sugars in a lot of food, so you just have to be careful of that. And the other thing is learn how to read the nutrition guide on the side of the box. I know probably most of you do, but the marketing people are what markets on the front. So what attracts you is when you look, at the front of a package, and on the front, the marketing guy put on here, 20% less calories or 100% less, less calories, whatever. You're going to say, I want that one next to this one. However, if you look at the total calories or the total fats or whatever the total is in there, it's still a lot. So don't go with what the marketing guys do on the front or the side packaging or what the TV commercials tell you. Learn how to read a nutrition guide label. And if you have any questions about it, I can certainly help you what to look for and what to use, how to read one. Message me and we can have a private conversation and talk about that as well. So, yes.
Realize that the food industry's sole purpose in life is to make money. They have no interest in life on health. So, their only goal is to profit. So you have to look at it where they're coming from.
Sure. The way they make their foods taste better is they add salt and they add fat and sugar. Those are the things that entice people by our taste buds. But those are the things we've gotten used to. And so that's where they're going to entice you, and they're going to put those hidden in there so you don't read them per se, or they change the wording on what they sound like. So you're like, well, I don't see the word sugar. Or I don't see the word fat, So
it's over 25 different names for sugar.
Exactly. As I said, it's fair. So if you don't know what you're looking for, read. Then you can take a little reading course and what sugars are, and kind of educate yourself, because again, they're hidden in there. So
Patty,
yes, Terry.
I usually use in between my breakfast and my lunch, my snack, I carry around with me a bag of like the regular raw almonds, and I'll grab 6, 8 of those, and that's my snack and my bottle of water. And if I chew them slowly and not gobble them down, I mean, I'm full. I mean, it gives me nutrition.
Yeah, they do. That's
Added sugar and butter. They're just pure almond nuts.
Yeah, we use those also, because when I find too, if I just need something to satisfy, like I say, I have a craving for something to crunch, or I just want something to eat, and I have that, haven't had my snack or the calories or something like that, then those are a great thing to grab as well. And they, believe it or not, they do fill you. If you haven't, like I say, you like to eat them slow and drink your water. The other thing too is sometimes you think you're hungry and you're not. And more likely you need water rather than hunger, because most of the time it's a suggestion, because either you're used to eating at a certain time, or you're used to eating a certain amount of calories and you're eating a lot less, and so your body's saying, I'm hungry, and it's growling, but most likely you're not really hungry. You just think your body thinks it is, and you need to teach it and train it not to, especially in the beginning when you first go on a weight loss program. So just keep drinking more water. That's right, Terry. Keep drinking more water. And I see Laura's got her bottle there too. So, yep. Again, whatever works for you. I keep this because it's got a straw on it. When I'm around the house, if I have something like that, it's going to be easy, and I don't even have to take the lid off. I'm going to drink more. But I'll tell you, I've broken about 4 of these because I'm constantly dropping it. So they're not necessarily the best, but they do make me drink more. So. Any other last minute questions? Or we have about 8 minutes to go. So
we have people that started getting points. Sue and Kelly. Does anybody know who they are and get in touch with them?
okay. I've been in touch with all of our channels. And as I mentioned too on the challenge this morning on our reading, everybody's in this challenge for different reasons. And as far as points, when people kind of get to struggle, they get discouraged and they kind of stop doing them because they think they're not going to catch up, and why bother continuing? And the point is that you have to think, why did I do this challenge in the first place? I don't think anybody did it just to make money, because
Right.
they have other things to do besides, to make money on it. So the main reason most people got into this is to learn from the challenge. So some people have opted out on earning points. That is an option, and they are not earning points. And it may look like they're not getting any more points, but they actually are. They're not doing points. They're doing it without getting points. And it is not affecting the overall team level. The team is going on. Okay, but there's some people that have chosen to opt out on counting up points, but they're still doing the challenge.
Okay.
Again, people have gone into this for different reasons, and most people have gone in it to learn the habits of health, they want to make a change in their life towards the better, and that's what's working for them. So again, not to worry, I'm in touch with them all. I've been talking with all of them. I try to either see people on the Zoom huddle, or if I don't, then I actually try to get in touch and talk to them in person, not in person, by phone, and try to keep them challenged and keep them motivated and keep them going on the challenge as well. So they're working on it, but again, they're doing that what they're capable and what they can do, and for whatever reason they're doing them. Hopefully that helps you answer your question.
Well, Laura, I really am proud of you, because last time you were struggling a lot more, and this time you're like pounding that rock. Let's stick with it, and then bringing your family in. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, there you have it. I think having your family around too helps motivate you as well, because you're kind of. I think you're busting their butt more than they're doing yours. So, which I think is helping you. So that's good. What do you think, Bruce?
I just want my woman to be thinner.
So, you know, it is nice having, your significant other on, having a friend with you through a challenge, having a team like this. It is kind of nice to have people that kind of support you. And I think it's great. I think the team does very well supporting each other. I've been seeing the comments. And Jen commented that she had posted on the challenge wall to get the wacky win there. So if you do that, let your team members know so we can go back and like it.
Well, I tried to find it. I went through like pages and trying to find it, and I couldn't find it.
What you do is you click on that section, it goes on the upper section, not the whole challenge wall. You actually post it on the upper section where they have the wacky, whatever the comments are. And you're on that, when you click on that section, then you go into Control F. It's either Control F or Command F on whatever kind of computer you have. And what it does is it pulls up a find box, and then you type in the person's name. You just put in like Jen, J-E-N-N, and it'll pull up, and it'll pull up all the things that have posted. And then if you say, hey, I posted on Tuesday at 9 p.m., they can go back and look at that time period, and then they can go and like it.
Well, I was trying to go back to the time period that she posted.
Right. Yeah, but it's a lot easier, especially if it's in a few days and all, because, there's hundreds of people posting, every day. So
I'm scrolling because I'm on my iPad.
Well, that is, I found it hard on the iPad. I finally went to my computer and did it because it took me forever to find Jen. So I finally did. And the only reason I found it was because I happened to find somebody commented on, how do you find somebody's thing? And you did comment, that's what you do. So otherwise.
I can't get on my computer because I don't know my password.
You can go in and change your password. Well, no, you go in and request a new password, and then you can get it changed. But yeah, I know I do that too sometimes. I forget it. All right. Any other comments? Any other words of wisdom? It is nice that we've got people on here. I know, like I said, Monday night is kind of an off night for people too. So we'll go back to having it on Sunday evenings. I hope that works for most people. I know Peg works Sunday nights too, sometimes too, but we'll try to. She said she's going to get on the video and watch the video. So anybody that wasn't on, or if you pass it along, tell people to at least get on to at least watch it. So it's kind of nice to see the recording, just to hear some comments, because different people, everybody gives any comments you make is kind of helpful to the rest of the team as well. So that's why I encourage people to speak up and ask questions. And so
I have a question I forgot to ask. How do you post a photo? I couldn't find out how to post a photo.
Where you pull it, right where you share on the page where you share, right above that it has post photo. You can do photo or comment.
Well, I clicked on the photo, but then it didn't do anything.
Then it goes to your browser, and you put in the browser.
It didn't bring it to the browser, so I'll have to try it again.
Yeah. All right, we're going to say our goodbyes here. Time is up here. We'll see everybody on Team Huddle next Sunday. Hope you guys have a great week. And certainly call me if you have any questions, or send me a message on the message board there.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you all. Have a good week.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Oops, stop recording.